Hey everybody, it's me, and today I am back with part 2 of this YouTube video, the Nightmare Moon backstory. So, if you guys know that Nightmare has a really dark past from the beginning all the way to the end. There is going to be another story coming after this that will be coming out after when I finish this series. Also, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let's get started, and thank you guys so much for 21 subscribers. So, without further ado, let's roll. A few years later, Nightmare Moon was up on the moon in the castle that she had built, just waiting for her child to be born. Suddenly, Nightmare Moon felt very anxious and in a lot of pain to the point she could not stand up. Nightmare just realized that she was about to have her child, and now was worried because somehow she had to get back to Earth. But it was too late. A few minutes had passed, and the baby was born. Nightmare Moon was very shocked but happy to see that the baby was a girl. She had not thought of a name for a baby girl. Nightmare looked up at the sky, then came up with the nickname Stargazer. But the full name would be Galaxy Nightmare Force. Nightmare Moon loved her little Stargazer with all her heart. Oh, my little Stargazer, I will always protect you no matter what. Little Stargazer, you shine like the stars in the open sky. I love you, little princess, forever and always. Suddenly, little Galaxy started to cry. Nightmare walked over to her little Stargazer and picked her up and held Stargazer in her arms and walked around. I will be there for you, I promise, Star. Please don't cry. It's okay, I'm here. Nightmare was talking to her little Stargazer softly and walked around with her in her arms to get her to stop crying. Then suddenly Nightmare Moon's castle was being attacked by something, so Nightmare Moon had no choice but to grab her daughter and leave the moon. As Nightmare and Galaxy landed on the Earth, they flew into the side of the mountain. Luckily, to keep her safe, Nightmare Moon protected Galaxy with a force field. Nightmare didn't know what to do with or how to take care of a baby. However, Nightmare was quick to learn because of her great love for her baby girl. She quickly began doing a good job on taking care of the baby. Suddenly, Nightmare hears people coming after her. Nightmare Moon was really sad because she might have to leave her daughter behind, which broke her heart in half. Now Nightmare Moon was fighting for her life all the time because she is a villain and almost everyone wants her dead. Suddenly Galaxy opened her eyes and looked at her mom for a few moments. Nightmare noticed that her daughter was looking at her with her black eyes that had little stars in them that shined. So Nightmare Moon used her powers to make a crown that had a moon on it. Then she wrapped Galaxy in a purple blanket that had stars all over it. Nightmare gently placed Galaxy in a basket because she had no choice but to leave her daughter and escape. Because she didn't want to put her daughter in danger again. Nightmare had to leave her daughter on the side of the mountain because she had to fight for her life because she was banished from Earth to the moon for 1,000 years. As time passed, Nightmare had had been on the moon for about a year. Though Nightmare was very upset with herself, she never forgot about Galaxy and watched over her for almost the entire 1,000 years. When Nightmare Moon returned back to Earth, she built a castle deep in the forest, where no one could find her. Though people come to see her when they needed help with something, Nightmare was always able to help them with anything. A few days later, Nightmare Moon was thinking to herself, I never really imagined what my life would be like. From what I have been through, it's hard to forget what I have done. Though I was under an evil spell at the time, I can still remember what the pain felt like. The force of energy was so strong in Nightmare's body that it hurt Nightmare Moon so much that she had to lie down for a while and sleep. A few hours later, Nightmare woke up and walked over to her throne and sat down. It was like any other day for Nightmare Moon, where she just stared at the wall of darkness in deep thought. Sometimes she would not even move, eat, or drink anything for almost a week or longer. This depression was brought on by the fear of what tomorrow might bring, and that she may never see Galaxy again. This was not normal for Nightmare Moon at all, because she was very headstrong and always capable of getting through the worst of time by herself. This depression lasted over a year, well into the 4th year. Nightmare Moon became very weak, to the point someone had to help her. Diablo, Nightmare Moon's boyfriend, had heard that Nightmare was back and had been in a state of depression for a very long time. Diablo finally showed up at the castle where Nightmare was living. Nightmare, it's me. Can you please open the doors? I'm here to help you. Nightmare Moon heard Diablo's voice and walked to the heavy doors of the castle and opened them with her powers. What are you doing here, Diablo? Diablo looked at Nightmare. Oh, come on. Nightmare, you don't be so stubborn. I know you better than you think. Nightmare looked at him and let him into the castle. Diablo followed Nightmare to her throne. Nightmare sat back down. Why would you help me, Diablo? When all the time I needed help, you never showed up. Diablo was a little shocked by what Nightmare had just said to him. Nightmare did make a very good point. Okay. I get that, Nightmare. Look, I'm here because you aren't making yourself any better being like this. So, I'm not leaving. Nightmare glared at him with her cat eyes. Alright, fine. Follow me to your room. A few minutes later, Nightmare was looking at her magic mirror that she has in the castle. As time went by, Nightmare was walking around the room at the time. Why am I so upset these days? Ugh! I'd rather give up and end this pain forever and have the blue flame distinguish my life for good. Ugh! Though Nightmare was just being really hard to work with, Diablo never gave up on her. Nightmare, you really need to get a grip on your emotions. I mean, really. Well, it was true what Diablo said to Nightmare, though she was not taking it well at all. Okay, I get it. Look, I'm trying, but My life is not easy or enjoyable whatsoever. Diablo looked at her with a weird look on his face. You need to breathe and forget about the things that are making you upset. Nightmare was thinking, then looked at the magic mirror, then back. Diablo, I need to tell you something, and promise me you won't go haywire, okay? So, if you remember when the whole battle happened, Diablo looked a bit worried about what Nightmare was going to say. What is it, Nightmare? Nightmare took a deep breath. Diablo, you're actually a father. Look, I'm going to tell you why. When I left, I was actually going to have a baby. Then I did have her. The name is Galaxy Nightmare Force. Diablo backed up. He was in shock to hear that he was a father to a baby girl. Though he never thought that the two most powerful creatures in this world would have a daughter. Nightmare, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you call me when it happened? Breathe, Nightmare. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't call you or try to find you, but one thing, I had to leave her on the side of the mountain because I was sent to the moon for 1,000 years. Alright everybody, we're gonna stop there for today, and I will read you the rest of it for part 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Please give us a thumbs up, and I will see you guys later. Bye! Love you!